Today, we're going to learn about the 4.3D lesson, Perimeter and Word Problem Equations and Inequalities. We're going to be focusing mostly on rectangles. If you remember correctly from 6th grade and 5th grade, the perimeter of a rectangle is the distance all the way around the shape. While it's not required to draw a picture can be really helpful to make sure you don't make careless mistakes of only adding up half of the perimeter instead of all of it. Number 1, the perimeter of a rectangle is 32 centimeters. The length is 1 centimeter more than twice its width. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So the first thing I would do is draw a little rectangle off to the side. If you feel like you need more space, you can use the blank paper on the other side of the lesson. So when it says the length is 1 centimeter more than twice its width, we don't know how much the width is, so that's going to be our x. At the same time that we're labeling it in our picture, we're going to make sure that we start our let statement. So we're going to let x equal the width of the rectangle. The length is 1 centimeter more, which gives us a +1, and then twice means times 2. So our length is going to be 2x plus 1. There are several different formulas you can use for your rectangle. I like to do the twice the width and twice the length separately, but you can do it all at once. Or if you prefer and you don't like to memorize formulas, you do have permission just to add up all of the sides. So we have twice the width plus twice the length is going to give us our total perimeter. Now is a good time to hit pause and try to solve the problem and plug it back in on your own. When you solved your equation, you should get x equals 5. When you plug it back in to the length of the rectangle, 2 times 5 plus 1, you should get 11, which means our width is 5 centimeters and the length is 11 centimeters. Don't forget your units. Let's take a look at number 2. The width of a certain rectangle is 3 meters less than half its length. Just like number 1, I would start by drawing the rectangle. You'll notice that our pictures are not drawn to scale. What that means is that the picture doesn't need to look like we're labeling it. So when we have half of its length, we don't know what that is, so that's going to be our x. So we are going to let x be the length of the rectangle. For the width, 3 meters less than means that we're going to have a -3 and then half of its length. So 1/2 x minus 3 is the width of the rectangle. What makes this problem a little bit harder is how we set up our equation. So we're going to take it one step at a time. 7 times its width. So 7, and then we're going to open up a set of parentheses, and our width we have as half x minus 3. The word is means that we're going to have an equal sign. 4 meters greater means 4 plus, and then it's perimeter. The perimeter of the rectangle is twice your length plus twice your width. We're going to go ahead and distribute. So if we multiply 7 times half x, we'll have 7 halves x minus 21 equals 4 plus 2x. 2 times half of x gives us x, and 2 times -3 gives us -6. Before clearing it, I would suggest combining your like terms first on the right-hand side to minimize how many steps you have. So 2x plus x is going to give us 3x, and then 4 minus 6 is going to give us -2. You do not have to clear at this point if you don't want to, but if you would like to avoid dealing with the fractions, this would be something that's helpful. At this point, we are going to collect like terms, so we're going to subtract 6x from both sides, and we will have x minus 42 equals -4. If you run out of room, it's okay. You can just move up a line. And then we're going to add 42 to both sides. Something you'll notice is unlike integer problems where your answers always come out whole, it is possible for you to get fractional answers. What you want to be careful you don't have is negative answers. To plug it back in to the width of the rectangle, we have half of 38 and then minus 3. And 19 minus 3 is going to give us 16. So this means the length of the rectangle is 38 meters and the width is 16. Make sure you include your units there too.